So, in the last class, we have read, groan, he muttered. Groan, he muttered. Groan if you like. I am not doing this for my own pleasure. In fact, I do not know why I am doing it. Why I am doing it. The door opened and there was Hannah again. So the door was opened. Where is the anesthetic? She asked in a clear voice. Sadao motioned with his chin. It is as well that you came back. He said, this fellow is beginning to stir. It is good that you have come back at this time. I need your help. She had the bottle and some cotton in her hand. But how shall I do it? She asked. Simply saturate the cotton and hold it near his nostrils, chloroform. So this is the way, in the old form of ancient way of giving anesthesia, taking the chloroform and showing in front of the nostrils. So the patient will be unconscious. So it is very simple. Nowadays it is injection and all other things, partial anesthesia, full body anesthesia, local anesthesia, different types. Formerly it was not like that. So it is very simple. Saturate, wet the cotton and hold it near his nostrils. Sadao replied without delaying for one moment the intricate detail of his work. Intricate means complicated or difficult, complicated. So it is a surgery. So he was alone. So he was busy with doing all other works. When he breathes, badly move it away a little. You see, this is the way he told. Saturate, make wet with the chloroform liquids and bring in front of his nostrils. When he inhale, keep little far. Clear now? Keep little far. She crouched close to the sleeping face. She crouched here means she sat. She approached very close to the sleeping face of the young American. It was a piteously thin face, she thought, and the lips were twisted. And the lips were twisted. The man was suffering, whether he knew it or not. The man was suffering. Watching him, she wondered if the stories they heard sometimes of the sufferings of prisoners were true. So watching him, looking at him, she recollected the stories about the prisoners who suffered in the jail. They came like flickers of rumor, told by word of mouth, rumor, word of mouth, and always contradicted. So we cannot believe such kind of rumors heard about the sufferings of prisoners. In the newspapers, the reports were always that wherever the Japanese armies went, the people received them gladly with the cries of joy at their liberation. So in the newspaper, the news was there. Japanese soldiers were appreciated, elated because of their victory over the white. But Sometimes she remembered such men as General Takima, underline General Takima, who at home beat his wife cruelly, though no one mentioned it now that he had fought so victorious a battle in Manchuria. You see, that is the thought of Hannah. Hannah says, in these days, a lot of news is seen, come up in the newspaper about the victories of Japanese soldiers, and a lot of appreciation was given to the victorious Japanese soldiers. And she says, nobody knows their personal life. Nobody knows their personal life. He may be here victorious. He may be here acceptable. But at home, sometimes he may be torturing the family members, especially the wife. If a man like that, if a man like General Takima could be so cruel to a woman in his power, would he not be cruel to one like this, for instance? So, Hannah thinks, you see, an officer, military officer like General Takima, he is so cruel. For example, he is very cruel to his wife at home. We can believe, we can think such kind of people also will be cruel to the prisoners in the jail. It will be reflected. So, somewhat what we have heard about the prisoners and their sufferings may be true. She hoped anxiously that this young man had not been tortured. She hoped anxiously that this young man had not been tortured. It was at this moment that she observed deep red scars on his neck. So she noticed a deep scar, mark of wound on his neck, just under the ear. So under the ear, on the neck, she saw a mark of deep wound. Those scars, she murmured, lifting her eyes to Sadavo. Sadavo, look, he has a deep mark. But he did not answer. He was very busy with his work. At this moment, he felt the tip of his instrument. At this moment, he felt the tip of his instrument strike against something hard, dangerously near the kidney. All thought left him. He felt only the purest pleasure. He probed with his fingers, delicately, familiar with every atom of his human body. So, he is a surgeon. His hand is, Sadavo is a surgeon. He is an expert in surgery. His fingers are very, very efficient to sense the body. So, he moved his fingers, all parts of the soldier, in order to know what would be the condition, present condition. So he probed. Probed means he searched. He searched. He investigated. Probed. Investigated. He searched. He probed with his fingers, delicately, carefully, familiar with every atom of this human body. Every atom of this human body means each part of this man. Each part of this man. His old American professor of anatomy had seen to that knowledge. So, his old American professor of anatomy is the science about the body. had seen to that knowledge. Ignorance of the human body is the surgeon's cardinal sin, sirs. Underline. Ignorance about the human body part by part is the curse of a surgeon. Is a surgeon's cardinal sin, major mistake. Suppose you see, if a doctor, a surgeon does not know where is the abdomen, where is the liver, what he will do? In order to conduct a liver surgery, he will open the whole front part. From the rib, he will open everything. He does not know. Or he may take the scale and pencil to measure. Because in the book, it is taught that 6 inches below heart, there is a liver like that. So he will take heartbeat and from there 6 inches. And when he opens, liver will not be there. Liver will not be there. Liver will be somewhere else. So that is why it is told a surgeon should have a detailed knowledge about the body of a man, a human body. If he does not have ignorance of this knowledge, his knowledge is a great sin, great mistake. He had thundered at his classes year after year. He taught us every year to operate without as complete knowledge of the body as you have made it, anything less than that is murder. Underline. These are the medical theories, medical values. Without knowing the exact study of the anatomy of a man, if a surgeon do not have the clear picture about, clear knowledge about the human anatomy, human body, and if he takes a surgery, that is a great mistake. That is equal to murder. So before he touches the knife on the patient, he should know the body. That is why doctors are asking you to take MRI, CT scan, X-ray, all these things. They want to verify where it is, how it is, what is the present condition. So a surgeon should know the very detail of the patient's body. To operate, underline, to operate without as complete knowledge of the body as if you had made it, anything less than that is murder. It is not quite at the kidney, my friend. Sadavo murmured. It was his habit to murmur to the patient when he forgot himself in an operation. When he forgot himself in an operation, what is the meaning? When he forgot himself, when he is immersed, when he is fully attentive, immersed, I-M-M-E-R-S-E-D, immersed, fully concentrating, in such a way he may murmur something. Very often I tell you the common example, what I tell every time. When you are enjoying your bath, you will make a humming sound. When you enjoy studies easily, it becomes easy and you forget everything. At times, you may take the pen and you may rotate, you may make some sound. Isn't it, Pavitra? So you see, when we are concentrating fully, we will not hear other things anymore. So it was his, underline, it was his habit to murmur to the patient when he forgot himself means immersed in an operation. My friend, he always called his patients, he called his patients my friend. So now he did, forgetting that this was his enemy. See, here he becomes the real doctor. As he does, as he behaved, as he treated every patient, each patient, so he treated himself to the soldier, to the American soldier. While treating him, while trying to conduct the surgery on this American, he never thought that he was his enemy. He never thought. He thought him as his patient. Then quickly, with the cleanest and most precise of incisions, incision means cutting. When during the time of surgery, the doctor will cut. That is called incision. So then, quickly, with the cleanest and most precise, accurate of incisions, the bullet was out. He cut the place where the bullet was, not like you people. You will open the whole body and then you will say open surgery. Open surgery means the whole stomach will be opened, whole skin will be opened, and then you will stitch it. Elvina, don't go for such kind of open surgery, isn't it? Microsurgery means only the place where the problem is. We are doing microsurgery in our classrooms and in our studies. What is a microsurgery in the classroom, Aditya? Tomlin, what is a microsurgery in the classroom? We are doing microsurgery. Karthike, think, I call the names, all of you think. Meghna is ready to say. Microsurgery in the classroom. What is anyone can tell? We do microsurgery in the classroom. That means in the classroom, the portion is a vast one, isn't it? Vast portion. In that, wherever you have the doubt, that portion we pick up and we discuss. Microsurgery. We are doing surgery on that part where we cannot digest. Clear now? A undigested particle is there. We cut it and we throw it out, that part only. So we would cut only that particular part. We cut only that particular part. Suppose you eat something that is not digested. What will you do? You will take that part out, then you will be all right. Undigested part should go out. Today in the morning I had some food and it did not digest. So during the class time, the morning hours, I felt a lot of uneasiness. I could not stand and I vomited. When that undigested part is gone out, I am okay. I am okay. See, this is called microsurgery. I understood that something is there in me, undigested. I took that. Just a minute. So, here you see, my friend, then quickly, with the cleanest and most precise of incisions, he took out the bullet. Only on that particular place he cut. The man cured, but he was still unconscious. The man cured, shook his body. Cured here means move from one side to other side. He shook his body. but he was unconscious. In his unconsciousness, he moved. Nevertheless, he muttered a few English words. So in his unconsciousness, he spoke some English words. Guts, he muttered, choking. They got my guts. Sadavo, Hannah cried sharply. Hush, Sadavo said. The man sank again into silence, so profound that Sadavo took up his wrist, hating the touch of it. Yes, there was still a pulse, so faint, so feeble, but enough if he wanted the man to live, give hope. So in his unconsciousness, he made certain sounds and he turned to the other side. Sadavo bent down, took his wrist and touched. He could sense the pulse. He could sense the pulse of feeble. Certainly, I do not want this man to live, he thought. Certainly, I do not want this man to live. No more anesthetic, he told Hannah. He turned as swiftly as though he had never paused, and from his medicines he chose a small vial, small bottle. From it filled a hypodermic. Hypodermic means, dermic means skin, on the upper skin, first layer. Hypodermic, when you go for injection, there are some injections, hypodermic, they will take the skin and just below this, under the skin they will give, hypodermic. And there are intravenous. Intravenous means into the vein. What is there? Drip is given to you. They will take the vein from here and they will put the needle inside and the medicine will be giving into the vein. That is called intravenous. So intravenous is to the vein. Hypodermic means on the skin. Sometimes when you have some allergy and all these things to some medicines, if you go to, I don't know whether you have gone to hospital or not, if you go there, they will give the medicine here and they will tell half an hour you see, and they will make a round and all these things, whether you have allergy to that or not. That is hypodermic. Then there is intramuscle. If you go for a vaccination and all these things, it is given to intramuscle painkillers. You get intramuscle. They will tell you, lie down there, and they will open here at the back, and they will give on the muscles. And they will shake the muscle and tell, go. Sometimes they may give the injection on this shoulder, on the muscle. Intramuscle, intravenous. Reina Mariam, isn't it? If Reina says it is okay. Am I right? Okay, she agreed. So intravenous, intravein, intramuscles, and hypodermic. So they gave a hypodermic and thrust it into patient's left arm. Then putting down the needle, he took the man's wrist again. He took the man's wrist again. The pulse under the fingers fluttered once or twice and then grew stronger. The pulse came normal. This man will live in spite of all. In spite of all these troubles, in spite of all these miseries, this man will live. The young man woke, so weak. So the young man woke up. He was so weak. His blue eyes so terrified when he perceived where he was, that Hannah felt compelled to apologize. She herself served him, for none of the servants would enter the room. So when he woke up, Hannah served him, and she did not permit any servant to come to him. When she came in the first time, she saw him summon his small strength to be prepared for a fearful thing. Summon. She saw him summon his small strength. Summon here means call, here means collect, amass, collect. He is trying to collect all his strength to be prepared for a fearful thing. Do not be afraid. She begged him softly. Hannah said, don't worry. How come you speak English? He gasped. The soldier told her, how can you speak English? A Japanese won't speak English. Englishmen are enemies to them. They hate even English. Why do you speak English? How do you speak English here? It was a long time in America. I was long time in America. She saw that he wanted to reply to that, but he could not. And so he knelt and fed him gently from the porcelain spoon. He ate unwillingly, but still he ate. So Hannah had brought some food, and he asked, how can you speak English? So Hannah told, I was there in America, so I speak. So to this, he wanted to reply something. But he could not. He was tired. So he fell down and porcelain. Spoon means a spoon made of clay. You see, China clay and all these things are polished clay. Such kind of material is called porcelain spoon. A spoon made of clay, polished clay. Now you will soon be strong. Have the food. You will be strong enough, she said, not liking him and yet moved to comfort him. So Hannah now wanted to comfort the soldier. He did not answer. When Sadao came in the third day after the operation, he found the young man sitting up, his face bloodless with the effort. So after the third day of surgery, Sadao could see the soldier, the American, sitting properly. Lie down, Sadao cried. Do you want to die? Why are you sitting there? You are after operation, surgery. You should not do like this. You should not sit like this. Lie down there. Lie down. Do you want to die again? He forced the man down gently and strongly and examined the wound. He helped him to lie down and he checked the wound. You may kill yourself if you do this sort of thing. You see, surgery was done, and if you are careless to do like this, you will kill yourself. What are you going to do with me? The boy muttered. The soldier asked, Sir, after doing surgery and making me alive, what are you going to do with me? He looked just now barely 17. Are you going to hand me over to police? After making me fit, are you going to hand over me to the police? For a moment, Sadao didn't answer because it was their plan. He finished his examination and then pulled the silk quilt over the man. I do not know myself what I shall do with you. I don't know. What shall I do with you? He said, I ought, of course, to give to the police. I am ought to give you to the police. I am bound to give. I am duty bound to hand over you to the police. You are a prisoner of war. No, do not tell me anything. He put up his hand as he saw the young man was about to speak. Do not even tell me your name unless I ask it. So the soldier wanted to speak something to Dr. Sadavo. So doctor told, don't speak a single word unless I ask you. If I ask, give me the answer. Otherwise, silently be there. Then, they looked at each other for a moment. And then the young man closed his eyes and turned his face to the wall. Okay, he whispered, his mouth a bitter line. Outside the door, Hannah was waiting for Sadavo. He saw at once that she was in trouble. Sadavo, Yummi tells me the servants feel they cannot stay if we hide this man here more. Underline. Sadavo, Yummi, our servant says, there are other servants also. All the servants talk each other. What is that? If we keep this American prisoner here, they are not willing to stay here. They are not willing to come to our house. You see, Yummi tells me, underline, Yummi tells me the servants feel they cannot stay if we hide this man here anymore. She tells me that they are saying that you and I were so long in America that we have forgotten to think of our own country first. They think we like Americans. You see, underline, that is an important sentence. Hannah says, it is the opinion of the servants that, you see, what is the policy of Japanese people? What is the policy of Japanese government? What is the policy of Japanese soldiers? What is the policy of Japanese army? All the white men are enemies. They should be killed. American soldiers should be our prisoners of war. And servant says, you both were in America for a long time, and you have some sympathy towards Americans. And in that sympathy, you forget that you are Japanese people. Since you forget that you are Japanese people, you are forgetting your duty towards your own motherland, Japan. That is why you are treating this American soldier. Clear now? Okay. So, that we have forgotten to think of our own country, Japan first. First priority should be for Japan, but we forget. They think, the servants think that we are like Americans. It is not true. Sadavo said harshly, Americans are our enemies. Sadavo said, there is no meaning in that saying. Americans are always our enemies. But I have been trained not to let a man die if I can help it. Underline. But I am trained. I am a professional. I am a professional doctor. I am trained. I am trained to treat a patient to treat a patient, whether he belongs to any part of the world. You see, until that's an important sentence. But I have been trained not to let a man die. Don't send a man to death if I can help him. If I can help a patient, I should not permit a man to die. The servants cannot understand that, she said anxiously. Dr. Sadao, that is very correct. But these people do not understand, isn't it? Servants do not have that idea. No, he agreed. Neither seemed able to say more, and somehow the household dragged on. The servants grew more watchful. Their courtesy was as careful as ever, but their eyes were cold upon the pair to whom they were hired. Whatever be there, but their attitude towards the pair, who are the pair, husband and wife, Dr. Sadao and Hannah, their attitude towards both masters and mistress were not happy. So the rest we will see in the next class. Okay, thank you.